And welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. We are going to be reviewing the Joan Gamper trophy today, which Barcelona have won once again this year. 3 goals to nil it finished on the night. Some really well taken goals as well. Malcom on the score sheet, his first goal at the Camp Nou, followed straight up by Lionel Messi in that first half, and then Rafinha putting the icing on the cake with another fantastic finish. And there were some really good moments out there from an abundance of different players. We saw a lot of changes, and we will be reviewing the match in its entirety coming right up. But before we do get into the starting lineup and exactly what went down in this game, guys, I just want to go through beforehand what happened before kickoff, because kickoff was slightly delayed. There was the usual pre-Gamper announcements. There was a presentation, the new signings came out, the existing squad came out to be really appreciated by the Camp Nou faithful. A really good turnout. Like I said, the Gamper, always good occasions. And I just want to go through a few quotes, particularly from what Lionel Messi said, because himself as the new captain and also Ernesto Valverde spoke directly to the crowd, and this is what Messi had to say when he did address the Camp Nou faithful. "We were left with the disappointment of the Champions League last season, especially because of the way we went out against Roma. We are going to do everything possible to bring that beautiful trophy back to the Camp Nou once again this season." He spoke about the league as well, and he also spoke about the captains before himself, Andres Iniesta, of course, moving on this season, Xavi, Puyol. He said those are examples. We miss them a lot in the team, and it is an honour to take over the captaincy from those names. So it was great to hear from Messi. You don't always get to hear from him, of course, in the public domain, but great words and inspiring words from the great man. And what followed was a very good performance as well from Barcelona as a whole. So before we do get into the game, let's just have a look at the lineup that Valverde chose to start the game. And there was always going to be an abundance of changes at halftime, simply because it is a friendly game. We could have made 11, and in the end we did make 11 changes in total. But Ter Stegen started the game in goal. Miranda, Roberto, Umtiti and Piqué completed the back four. 3 in midfield. Coutinho once again in that midfield position. Rakitic holding, and Arturo Vidal making his debut as a Barcelona player at the Camp Nou. And also Malcom, Munir and Lionel Messi made up that front three. And to be honest, it didn't take us too long to get into our rhythm. Messi was picking the ball up. He was coming central once again. It was quite a flexible front three, which is very interesting actually. We might see that a lot this season when maybe Suarez doesn't play. You've got Messi there, who originally started in a sort of false 9 role, but he did drop deep once again at times. Munir then took up a central position. Malcom was from the left, but later on in the half he went over to the right. So it was a very flexible front three. The defenders were struggling to take up those positions, and it did work very well. And the first goal came in the 18th minute, and it was an absolutely outstanding finish from Malcom. It was Lionel Messi who again had the ball in a central position. He plays it out to the left hand side. Malcom really quick on what he does. He takes it around the outside of the defender. He goes down the line, and then first time he drills it across the goal, across the goalkeeper, and it is an excellent finish to get his first goal at the Camp Nou. His celebration was fantastic, clearly very emotional, clearly so delighted to score at the Camp Nou. And on the replays, you see the goalkeeper goes down. It does go through his arms a little bit. You might say it's poor goalkeeping, but at the end of the day, Malcom takes that shot so early. It does take the goalkeeper by surprise, and in the end, it's a very good finish on that left foot. Boca did, threaten as well, though, in that first half. They had a few counter-attacks. They had a few dangerous corners that came in, and we didn't really mark as well as we could have done. But it was Lionel Messi, before the half-time whistle, about 6 minutes before then, he got his goal, bearing down on goal from a central position. We've seen it so many times in the past. He's got his head down. He's running with the ball. The defenders don't know what to do. He looks for the 1-2. He actually looks to play it into Munir out on that left-hand side a little bit, but the ball actually comes back to him from the Boca Juniors defender. But you know what Messi's like. He doesn't stop his run. He always believes he's going to get the ball back. He continues into the box. He waits for the goalkeeper. You know exactly what he's going to do as well with the finish, and he just clips it over him. It's a wonderful lob. It's art. It's brilliant from Messi. Something that we've seen so many times, but it still never gets old. Messi on the score sheet. Barcelona 2 goals to the good, and it was a good first half display. Boca, though, could have got one back before half time. They were very close indeed in 2 successive moments. It was Rakitic actually who gave the ball away in about the middle of the field. Miranda then was going forward, so we were caught out a bit on that left side. Boca then went and countered. They were one-on-one with Ter Stegen. It was a shot across the goal that cannoned back off the post. It was very, very close. And then from that resulting rebound on the edge of the box, a shot from Boca that had to be cleared off the line by Samuel Umtiti, or it would have been a certain goal. But we did go in 2-0 to the good. And like I say, pretty good showing in general. Then at the break, like I say, we did see an abundance of changes from Ernesto Valverde, simply because he could do that. You know, we were going to see different players. That was always going to happen. He made 8 changes in total. Only Miranda, Munir Al-Haddadi and Malcom actually stayed out there from that team in the first half. And we did shift a few players around. Malcom, like I say, went to that right-hand side. Munir then to the left. And it was Paco Alcácer who played down the middle. Rafinha came off the bench. He was really, really impressive, as was Riqui Puig, who was absolutely sensational once again. I'm going to come on to him just in a minute. But what I want to talk about before I talk about the second half action is the number 8 for Boca Juniors, Pablo Perez. Now, I said on Facebook that I would go over this because I do want to talk about it. I don't know what he was doing out there. This is a friendly game. The guy is 32 years old. You know what this game is about. Yet the challenges that he was putting in, I don't get it. He absolutely clattered Rafinha, somebody who I'm actually quite protective over whenever I see a player go in on Rafinha, especially after that 9-goal challenge, which ruled him out for so long. I don't like bad challenges on Rafinha or any of our players, and it was a bad tackle from Perez. It wasn't just the once either. He then went in later on Riqui Puig. That shouldn't be happening. You're an idiot. You're an idiot for doing that in a friendly match. There's no need for it there from Pablo Perez, but other than that, it was brilliant. From Rafinha, who showed again from midfield what he can do. He was bursting runs. He was getting on the end. I think he was picking the ball up. He was turning. He had a really, really good dribble pretty much as soon as the half started. And then Riqui Puig. What can you say about this young man? Yes, the pronunciation on his name might not be certain, but what is certain is his quality. Today, once again, he showed confidence. He was fantastic in front of the Camp Nou crowd, who I think today really warmed to him. This was the day where you thought, this is a guy who has potential, yes, but he also has the confidence, the desire to carry it out and do it on a consistent basis, and in the first team. He didn't crumble today under the pressure. He didn't crumble today in front of the Camp Nou crowd, and I have to say at the end as well, he was agonisingly close to getting his first Barcelona goal in the first team. He was very, very close. It was a shot across goal that just went past the far post, but there were some stunning turns from Riqui Puig, and it was a brilliant goal. It really was a brilliant goal from Rafinha, and it was a very, very nice passage of play, not only from Rafinha, but there was also a beautiful moment there from Luis Suarez. It has to be said, it was a 1-2. Rafinha was central. He picks the ball up like, you know, Messi was trying to do in that first half, looking for that 1-2. He plays it into Suarez, who on the first time just gets the faintest of touches on it, which lifts it over the centre back. Rafinha's in round the back again. He's got that desire to get on the end of it, and again we see a brilliant lob finish. He lobs it over the goalkeeper, and then he actually goes round the goalkeeper to tap it home, just to make absolutely sure that he scores. And it's really good for Rafinha. It should boost his confidence. I really don't see him leaving the club now in the final weeks of the transfer window. He's been brilliant over the course of pre-season. He's added goals to his game like we've seen in the past as well. He can give a lot to us on the field in a number of different roles, and I think Valverde will certainly find a place for him in the team this season, and it was very, very positive indeed. With about 25 minutes to go, there were a few more changes. Dembele, Suarez and Busquets all coming off the bench. That means there was 22 players used in total from Barcelona, and I was very, very pleased indeed to see Jasper Cillessen come off the bench for that second half. He played 45 minutes, and in that time actually he made a very, very good save. It was Mauro Zarate about midway through the second half who was in on goal, and although it should have been offside, it looked a lot offside. Cillessen wasn't to know that. He stood up firm, one-on-one, blocked the shot. Very good save. From what we know, is a very, very good goalkeeper. After he did make the save, the referee did flag then it was offside, but it just goes to show Cillessen is a quality player that deserves minutes. Whether or not he'll stay at Barcelona, we don't know. We'd have liked to have seen him maybe play the full 90 minutes here today, but it didn't quite happen. Valverde, like I say, making a number of changes. We saw a lot of players today get run-outs, and ahead of the start of the season, guys, I am very, very excited. La Liga, of course, kicks off on Saturday. We are at home against Alaves. I'm going to have lots coming up for that game, of course. My match preview will be up on the Friday, and I'm so excited. Just like Messi said in his pre-match announcement to the Camp Nou, we will be competing. We'll be competing for all the trophies this season, and I genuinely believe these players will give everything, absolutely everything they've got to get their hands on all three. We can do this. And also, guys, you want to keep an eye on just later on tonight, Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid in the European Super Cup. That will be one to watch, just to see how those teams are shaping up, just to see what our rivals are going to do this season, not only in La Liga, of course, but also Champions League rivals there in Real and Atletico Madrid. So keep an eye on that one. I will have more coming up for you on the channel very very, very soon indeed. Let me know your thoughts on the overall performance today of Barcelona and also of the individuals. What did you think of Riqui Puig? What did you think of Rafinha? The goals today, like I say, were very, very good indeed. Let me know your thoughts and your comments down below, guys. Thank you, as always, for your incredible support, and I hope you all join me for the new season, which I've got every faith is going to be great. I'll see you then, but until then, as always, Vasca el Barça.
Barça, Barça.